For the last 35 years, my mom has been teaching the nursery section. And tonight I just want us to honor a group of people who fall in that category, whose greatest work is almost always invisible, the teachers. Because we have mistaken where greatness begins. We celebrate the people who changed the world and rarely stop to honor the people who first changed them. Have you ever paused to think about the woman who welcomes your child every single morning before your little one learns the alphabet, before they can count, before they can even write their own name? Someone is already teaching them something far greater: how to trust, how to share, how to wait, how to be kind, how to believe that the world beyond home can be a safe place. A kindergarten teacher does not simply teach children, she wipes away the tears, she calms the fears, she celebrates the smallest victory as if it were her own. She kneels down to tie a shoelace and she repeats the same lesson again and again and again, and never once lets a child feel like they have failed. And here is what most of us never stop to consider. The same teacher may have left her own child crying at the door that morning. Her own toddler may have reached for her as she walked away, and still she arrived at school with enough love in her hands to hold someone else's child as if they were her own. Think about that. You paid the school fees, but the school fees never bought that love. They never bought her patience. They never bought the tenderness in her voice. They never bought the hands that comfort your child, or the smile she wears on the days her own life has been hard. And none of that ever appears on an invoice. Love was never included in the fees. Every confident child, every child who begins to love, learning, every child who runs into the classroom instead of away from it is standing on 1,000 unseen moments of sacrifice made by someone who chose to give far more than her job ever asked of her. And it does not end in kindergarten. The next time you applaud a doctor, remember, before those hands learned to save a life, someone patiently taught them to write. The next time you admire an engineer, remember, before those hands built a bridge, someone taught them to draw a straight line. Civilizations are not born on graduation day. They begin the first time a teacher refuses to give up on a child. Nations are not built in boardrooms. They are built in classrooms. Every morning, children walk into the room, and you, the teacher, carrying more than books, and one walks believing he is slow, and one believes he is forgotten, and once one has never heard the words "I'm proud of you," and then you call them by name. You wait for them and you believe in them, and without even knowing it, you begin repairing a story that did not start in your classroom. And that is why teaching was never really about subjects. It has always been about souls. Before you teach mathematics, you teach hope. Before grammar, you teach dignity, and the timetable says mathematics, but heaven writes formation. So never mistake information for education. Information fills the mind. A good teacher awakens a life. And years from now, most people will forget the lesson. They will never forget the teacher who made them believe they could learn it. And on the days you go home wondering whether any of it mattered, the papers marked, the lessons repeated, the corrections no one ever thanked you for, remember this: the farmer does not dig up the seed every evening to check whether it is growing. The greatest things grow quietly, and so do people. Seeds never look like forests the day they are planted. The child you were patient with today may become the parent who raises a whole generation of wisdom. And so never measure your impact by today's applause. Please measure it by tomorrow's humanity. You chose one of the few callings on earth where success looks like someone else shining, where your greatest victories wear somebody else's name, and your fingerprints remain long after your hands have let go. And this is not loss. That is legacy. And some people build companies, and some build governments, and teachers build the people who build both. No nation ever rises higher than the people it has taught. So today, humanity pauses, not to just clap for the profession, but to finally see you, and when you leave here, honor your teachers, call them, thank them, pray for them, because the greatest lesson in kindergarten were never written on the chalkboard. They were written on a child's heart, and no teacher ever really disappears. They simply keep living inside the people they formed. Remain thoughtful. Remain human.